So we're back with another So we're back with another episode of the India Blues podcast, and some good news to report today. Our first trophy of the preseason. Are you excited? Are
Yep.
you not excited? Does it matter?
Pochettino's already surpassed his Tottenham Hotspur legacy.
That wasn't
Uh,
hard to beat, was it? Anyway.
well, I've said this before in another video, but Pochettino at Spurs had was in the top four when it comes to win percentage, and
Yeah.
of all those four managers, he's the only manager who's played close to who managed them for close to 300 games. All the rest of them were um, managers who would coach them for far fewer games, maybe fewer than 100. So yeah, but feels good, we're
Feels
back to
good.
winning ways.
Yeah.
we
It's probably the perfect start. We couldn't have asked for a better start. But I mean, the real test begins when the season starts, and I hope the
yeah,
squad is ready for Liverpool.
I mean, we did beat a couple of European teams
Yeah,
to the title, so yeah,
yeah.
even though we were underdogs.
Feels very weird to say it. It's been a weird season. We've had a
Yeah,
weird year.
yeah,
Uh, Given the fact that we are moving closer to the start of the season, I still don't feel Pochettino has his starting 11 set. I
yeah,
did think with the preseason coming to an end, he would start playing his first 11 a bit more, but it still looks uncertain.
yeah,
Yeah, he started Slolina at goal today, which was quite refreshing to see for a change.
yeah.
I'm not going to rant on Kepa here, but we've done that enough. But it was quite refreshing to see a more imposing figure between the posts, if I can say that. He looked a bit more
Mm.
confident, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, he'll need a lot more experience, definitely first team experience. But if Kepa does not make it to the starting level, which I don't see happening if the lineup stays the same, as in if we don't sign another keeper, I still see Kepa, being the number one
Yeah,
choice.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't know if I'm fully confident in letting Slonina get the starting spot, but like lots of players this season have impressed and surprised us. Like
Yeah.
it's anybody's game, and that's what's so refreshing about this season so far. I feel like anyone and everyone, it's a fresh clean slate, and anyone and everyone can stake their claim provided
Yeah.
they play well. I'm really impressed by what I've seen from a lot of these youngsters. Chukwemeka, Lewis Hall, even Matson, they've all been revelations, and I hope they get a chance to play for the starting 11 for the first team. And I think what this preseason essentially has done is it's given the players some motivation to come back to Chelsea and to play for the club, and
Yeah.
to feel like they're part of something, a project again. I think that's been missing for a long time now, especially these fringe players have been on the sidelines for a long time. They've not seen any action, and yeah, let's hope things change.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, given our squad currently and Pochettino's attitude, anyone can turn up in the starting
Yeah,
11. That's
yeah,
it. And we have a couple of injuries also. We have Badishili and even Trevor Chalobah pulled a muscle
yeah.
yesterday, and he did not play for much.
We might be selling him. Like we're open
Yeah.
to selling him and we've set up an asking price of 45 million. What do you think about that?
I feel it's a fair price for Chalobah, given the fact that we paid so much for Kukurea. I think he's a better defender than him, and I know given the market, he probably won't get a higher value than that. But I can see him play for quite a few Premier League teams.
Yeah,
But to be honest, I don't want to see him go. He's an academy product, and you feel proud when these boys step up and make it big in the first team. And he had a good start to his career at Chelsea,
yeah,
and he might get a decent amount of game time this season if he stays. But it's all up to Pochettino and how much other clubs are willing to pay for him. But personally, I would like to
Yeah,
see him stay.
yeah. I mean, we've spoken about this when we were watching a lot of games last season as well. He's good. He's a classic, you know, squad player.
Yeah,
He does the job whenever he's called up, and but he's not a big game player. He has that mistake in him. He's cost us before, but you can chalk that down to inexperience. You might say that he'll learn, but he's not a guaranteed starter for sure. And
no,
I feel
yeah,
like if we get 45 million for him, I think, and if we have enough replacements, which that would be the biggest point of concern for me, because if we don't have enough replacements lined up, and if we still go ahead and sell him prematurely, uh, that'd be a problem. But I think that should be covered if and when, Dizazi is confirmed.
yeah,
Alexis Dizazi,
yeah.
Axel Dizazi, sorry.
We'll yeah, speaking of Disasi, we'll move on to the transfer roundups. So
Yeah,
uh, we do have Ugo Chukwu. I hope I'm getting his
yeah,
name right. I
yeah.
mean, we don't know much about him, and he may go out on loan to Strasbourg. So, what do you think about this multi-club model thing where we buy players for the other club?
I mean, we've always been doing it, but we're just doing it a little differently. We've
Yeah,
always had Vitesse, and all of these, our entire
yeah,
20, 30 man, like a youth squad. So we've always had this model. We're just doing this in a slightly different fashion. I think it's great that we're doing it. And speaking of Leslie Ugochukwu, he's actually um I think one of the replacements that Brighton were considering, uh, when it comes to replacing Caicedo with. We still don't know if Lavia is someone that we'll be interested in. But yeah, as long as Caicedo is not happening, and we signing his potential replacements, uh, I
mm.
think
That's the next
it'd
best
be
alternative.
yeah, it would be a good catch 22 though if we sign all of the replacements and then Casado also leaves Brighton, because yeah, right at this point in time, I really don't, I would like to see that happening to Brighton.
Yeah, I mean, the deal is finally off. We are not
Yeah.
pursuing Caicedo anymore, and I think that that's a good stand to take. I mean, we've made four offers. We've
I think we this was said even when we were pursuing Enzo, why like the deal fell through a couple of times, and then out of the blue, a couple of weeks later, the rumors started picking up again, and then we ended up picking up Enzo,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he's ended up. So I think there's still uh, room for
There's still a
that to happen.
chance.
Yeah, there's still a chance. So I wouldn't rule out the Casado transfer completely.
Okay, but I'm a bit of a I don't like to be disappointed too often. So I'll just believe
Yeah.
it's done, and then if it happens, we'll do a hurrah. And
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
so
but I like how we are signing uh, players discreetly. A lot of these players, a lot of these signings, even Jackson, uh, all of these players have been signed very discreetly. We just barely knew that this was happening behind the scenes, and suddenly everyone from Ornstein to Romano,
yeah,
Fabrizio Romano, everyone's just reporting that it's almost done. So it's refreshing to see that we're doing it with such efficiency when it comes to some of these transfers at least. And the
yeah,
scouting, I do think, has been a mixed bag, because some of the signings that we made last season, I don't know if the same individuals are responsible for these signings, like Sterling, Kukurea. I mean, I don't know what we had in mind when we were making those signings, but I hope the people we're looking to sign, yeah, you really bring something
yeah.
to the table.
No, I think we have had a change in the way we sign players. So I think we're now
Yeah,
focusing on the long term. And it's
yeah,
evident with the age of the players that we are signing. We're literally
yeah,
signing boys, not men, and we were looking to groom them for the future. And I think that that's a good outlook to have. And it really shows that the board and the club are looking for long-term success.
Could you say if we, there are reports that Todd Bowley's reportedly reached out to PSG for the holy grail of transfers for this summer at least.
Yeah,
What would you say to that? Like
I
if
mean,
that
see,
comes to what?
he would be an asset for any team he goes to, but I'm not, and Pochettino has managed him before, so that there is a weightage to that, I would say. But uh, I'm not sure whether he would agree to come to a team that is not playing in the Champions League.
Mhm.
Uh, and obviously, as a fan, I would want him. Who wouldn't want, you know,
Kylian
a
Mbappe.
road runner
Yeah,
in your team who can just go in and
yeah,
make things happen. But
yeah,
yeah, he would be a big signing, a big plus, and a marquee signing for to end this summer window. But in
yeah,
realistic terms, I don't. I feel there's like a 5 to 7% chance of that happening, and I won't.
yeah,
Yeah, we can afford his wages maybe, but then the exorbitant wages that we would have to pay him would undermine what we set
yeah,
as a policy for the other players. And I don't know
yeah,
if that would create a sense of disunity among the ranks.
yeah,
That is another aspect that the board has to look into. So
yeah.
realistically, I don't see it happening, but it's a good transfer rumor to have.
I mean, we still do have uh, players in the squad who get a higher salary as opposed to the new signings, like
Yeah,
Sterling, for example. I don't
yeah,
think they will be taking a pay cut as well until they
yeah.
leave the club or um, uh, the contracts are terminated. I don't think that's going to happen either. So yeah, so PSG's, I think we both can agree that, I mean, Mbappe, we both can agree is not likely not to happen. But Alexis, sorry, my bad, Axel Dizazi
Isasi,
and
yeah,
Ugo Chukwu is almost done. Is,
yeah,
I mean, it's not confirmed. The club statement's not been out, but the clubs, I mean, social media team especially has been taking its time to announce
yeah,
our signings anyway. Yeah,
yeah. And
especially with the Nkunku one, I mean, that one
that one was done a
we had
season
wrapped up
ago.
for a long time. Yeah, and we still took like 2 months this
Yeah.
summer to still go ahead and announce it. So yeah,
And Pochettino almost confirmed their signings in his post-match conference. So he was very clear, and he was a bit sarcastic about it as well, saying that your laptops, it's already in your laptops. You don't need to ask me.
yeah,
Uh, yeah. Uh,
yeah,
Another thing that we're again looking at Brighton for our goalkeeper, new goalkeeper, Roberto Sanchez.
yeah.
And I'm not sure whether this is a good idea.
I think Todd Bowley should just drop the Strasbourg thing and just buy Brighton instead. So that way we won't have to go through these deals again and again. We'd have
Uh,
all of their players,
yeah.
and yeah, things would be a lot easier.
And even with Sanchez, even if we sign him, I don't think he's going to be our number one. He's still going to be our number two. Because Kepa
Yeah.
will still pull rank over him.
We have one more match in the USA. I mean, we have one more match against Dortmund,
Dortmund,
after
yeah.
which we head back home for, to start the season.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. What are your thoughts, closing thoughts on this?
I hope Pochettino plays an 11 which is likely to start against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I do hope he finally announces his captain because we had Thiago Silva leading the side in the first half and Reece James in the
Mm.
second half. So it might be between those two.
Yeah.
Uh, in my opinion, I don't think Thiago Silva will be playing all 38 games.
Yeah.
He might miss a few here and there, and Reece James might be named vice captain. We should have that official
Yep.
announcement.
Yep. All right. So we'll catch you again once the Dortmund game happens, or if we do end up hearing from the club regarding the signings of Dizazi and uh, Ugo Chukwu. So
All
until
right.
then, see you guys.
Bye.